Hello everyone. Welcome to the LeverX webinar series, a free educational service offered to SAP customers to inform and demonstrate SAP functionality and industry best practices to improve your business performance. Our webinar today is entitled SAP Connected Manufacturing Overview. This webinar will review the fundamental concepts of SAP Connected Manufacturing Strategy and how it fits into the broader Industry 4.0 and industrial Internet of Things initiatives. We will also cover how it positions with other products within the SAP and with the broader industrial flavors of systems. My name is Alan Mendel, Vice President at LeverX, and I will be the moderator for today's webinar. Before we begin our topic, let me briefly introduce you to LeverX. LeverX helps companies increase business values by leveraging investments in SAP solutions.
Great, thank you. So the agenda, as was already mentioned, was we'll cover some brief Internet of Things topics, connected manufacturing strategy, our investment strategy, along with some of our out-of-the-box content and collateral that we now deliver as a standard components for connected manufacturing. So the Internet of Things is not a new topic. It's been around, I would say, for a very long time on the industrial side, but newer to the consumer side of the world, and reaching deeper and deeper into people's lives. And that's where you start to see these different types of networks coming together. It's not just about inside the four walls of a corporation or inside the firewalls of a corporation, for that matter. It's extending beyond those in a secure way in order to deliver personalized solutions to the end user and collect the user experience and feedback for design, manufacturing, improvements to the products, but also for protecting your brand name and brand image. And we see a lot of customer-centric scenarios coming into play here. Now, of course, like everything within SAP, we base our entire strategy on the SAP HANA platform, whether that's on a cloud platform, on an enterprise cloud, or just a straight HANA environment, in order to provide scale at large, across multiple different company boundaries, or collecting user information at full production scale in order to improve these key areas. The area we'll specifically focus on today is on produce, and we'll touch a little bit into the monitor side as well for how to have a broader view of what's going on across these different areas within the different networks that we see playing a very horizontal role in the Internet of Things. The key investment topics that you'll see from SAP is predictive maintenance and service, so a focus on EAM-centric analytics, whether that's aftermarket monitoring, so you build a piece of equipment, you sell it to somebody, whether it's a car and you sold it to an end user, or it's a pump or a robot arm that another manufacturing company may be using in their environment. Being able to gain secure access to that, profile its operational characteristics, and also suggest different operational uses, selling up or selling down of an equipment to keep up with engineering design changes at the production floor level, and also for improvements back into the overall engineering and design based on real-world use case scenarios. And connected manufacturing definitely plays a role in that industrial side of things, on tracking the manufacturing process and the health of the assets around it. And that is really being led by a key topic coming out of Europe called Industry 4.0. We'll talk a little bit about that later. Connected logistics being another key component, supplying the plants in a manufacturing location with what they need, and also shipping out inventory that's of finished goods and products to be delivered to the end user customer, and enabling a seamless span of asset, operational, and logistical views of data through heads-up personalized displays. It's where we see the augmented reality and smart devices come into play, and then of course allowing customers to build on top of that through what we call our innovation bundle, which would be the ability to extend these different components for very customer-specific use cases and scenarios. So diving into connected manufacturing, a lot of this has to do with the convergence of the as-designed and the as-manufactured records. Being able to tightly couple the engineering design at a component level or the recipe design and formulation at the PLM level, and feeding that seamlessly down to the manufacturing process and tracking how well you're able to execute on that particular design. So the handover of an engineering or your E-BOM to the M-BOM or your manufacturing BOM, and being able to track who worked on it, the different components that went into the different products that you're trying to produce, and being able to efficiently report that back at a local and also at an enterprise level. That's really the main focus that you start to see here in connected manufacturing. That has a lot to do with traceability, inventory management, labor tracking, and operational effectiveness. It was hinted at in the beginning, there is a co-innovation opportunity. We are running this at the moment around energy monitoring and analytics. So you'll see not just the OEE piece being tracked of how well you're producing, but also how well and how efficient your operations around that process are actually running and operating. There's some really exciting investments going on that are really being driven out of this core merge between the design and manufacturing records. There's, of course, more to it than this. PLM and manufacturing are the design and produce areas within that initial network that you saw a minute ago, but really that's playing a role into the broader supply chain. Within SAP, we're all part of what we call extended supply chain, and you'll see that thrown around. You saw it thrown around at Sapphire. You'll see it at our manufacturing event coming up at the end of June in Chicago, where we talk at a much more holistic level about the way our products work and interoperate and what we deliver out of the box around them. So some really nice changes to the way the products behave and integrate with each other, really being driven by organizational change as much as it is by our customers.